Hi, this is Brandy Shampoo with Exploring Expression, and welcome to another Check Out This Book, the series where I share some of my favorite books with you. And do I have a great one for you today? This is called Starry Messenger Galileo Galilei by Peter Sis. And before we get started, make sure to hit the like button and hit subscribe so that you can stay with us and be the first to know about all the wonderful books and games and resources and all of the things that I talk about and share here at Exploring Expression. So, with that, Starry Messenger. It's got some great art in it. Wait till you see this. For hundreds of years, most people thought the Earth was the center of the universe, and the sun and the moon and all the other planets revolved around it. They did not doubt or wonder if this was true. They just followed tradition. Then one man looked at the sky and wondered, what if things are not as everybody believes them to be? Maybe the Earth and other planets move around the sun. He wrote down his observations, but he did not talk about them. And he did not publish them for a long time. He knew he could not prove they were true. It would take someone else to do that. There you go. First was Copernicus. In those days, Italy was a country where many great artists, writers, musicians, and scholars lived. This is Italy. In the city of Pisa, a little boy was born with stars in his eyes. His parents named him Galileo. We read another book about a little boy in Pisa, didn't we? Remember what that was? I'll put it down in the comments section and see if you get it right. Galileo thrived and grew. In many ways, he was like any other healthy child. But he was more curious than most, and stars were always on his mind. There they are. He studied mathematics and physics and turned out to be a very bright young man who entertained and amused people with his brilliant experiments and observations. Galileo is our star, the people would say. There he is. You know what that is right there? That's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Then one day, Galileo heard about a new instrument for seeing things far away. He figured out how it worked, and he made one for himself. Then he turned it to the sky. Night after night, he gazed through his telescope and wrote down everything he observed. Then he published his observations in a book which he called The Starry Messenger. Not this book, though, but a different book. There's some of his observations. Galileo was amazed by what he could see with his telescope. People read Galileo's book and they became inspired. He made maps of the heavens and dedicated the 4 newly discovered stars of Jupiter to his patron and ruler, the Grand Duke of Tuscany, Cosimo II. There they are. Soon Galileo was famous. More and more people celebrated the stars. And they celebrated Galileo and his discoveries with statues and parades and spectacular events. His fame grew and the celebrations became extravaganzas. But now the church began to worry. Galileo had become too popular. By upholding the idea that the earth was not the center of the universe, he had gone against the Bible and everything the ancient philosophers had taught. He had gone against the church. Galileo was ordered to stop believing what he could see with his own 2 eyes. He was summoned to appear before the highest ruler of the land, the Pope. Galileo was afraid. He knew that people would suffer terrible torture and punishment for not following tradition. it could happen to him. This is a very long time ago. He was tried in the Pope's court, and everyone could see that the stars had left his eyes. Galileo was condemned to spend the rest of his life locked in his house under guard. But he still had stars on his mind, and no one could keep him from thinking about the wonders of the skies and the mysteries of the universe. And even when he went blind, no one could keep him from passing his ideas along to others until the day he died. But still, the ideas lived on. There he is in his house, thinking about the stars. That's a very interesting house, isn't it? Finally, more than 300 years later, the leaders of the very church that had punished Galileo Galilei pardoned him, and they admitted that he was probably, in fact, surely and absolutely right. There they are. The end. That is the story of Galileo Galilei. It's called Starry Messenger, after the book that he wrote after watching and recording the heavens. Isn't that interesting? I hope you enjoyed this book as much as I did. If you liked it, make sure to click like, and until next time, I'll see you later.